Three, two, one. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining today. We're going to try to do this reading as best as possible. I've tried to find an isolated spot on the beach, and unfortunately, the tourists are coming to that very same spot. So, anyways, bear with me on this one. Hopefully, that they will pass and move on to another part of the beach, which is plentiful and bountiful. But unfortunately, tarot seems to do that. It tends to attract people from everywhere and staring at you. Anyways, if you like this channel, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates from future postings. And additionally, if you'd like a personal reading with me, one that resonates into with your specific energies, please be sure to look out or to request a reading on the information provided in the description box below. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to do Libra through Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant. It is windy out here. I'm going to do my best to try to shuffle these cards. And from there, immediately when I start to film, there are kids out. And they come to my spot. And now they want to find out what the hell I'm doing right now. So that is the nature of being on holiday. But you have to keep rolling with it. So, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to start with you. I cannot do the flippy card thingy like I normally do, because if I do that, half of my cards will end up in the sea. It is extremely windy out here today. I was going in Smooth Cave and along the banks of that, the cliffs of that, and it was just an absolute wind fest. So I'm just going to pull the cards and you'll be able to see them. So for yours, we have the end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. So what this represents for you, Libra, is that you are nearing the end of a tough cycle, which has probably been going on for a long period of time, probably draining your energy quite a bit, but you are now coming to a cumulative point where you can rest and relax easy. Yeah, there we go. The wind is out in full force. So we're going to do our best to shuffle here. I'm keeping the cards in my kangaroo pouch here until further notice. I'm not going to shuffle them wildly or anything. I'm not even cutting decks or anything like that. I'm just going to go ahead and have to read them as is because the wind is just too fierce and they're going to take all my cards away, my babies. So let's go ahead. First card out, King of Wands, or Knight of Wands actually. Second card out is the Magician reverse. And the third card out is the Knight of Swords. So Libra, we're going to have to really sort this out. So what we have here, we have the Knight of Wands, and what this talks about is fast-moving energy for the month of August 2024. This is for the month of August 2024. Fast-moving energy, moving towards goals, passions, and things of that nature, which are going to allow you to kind of speed up life and get things into motion a bit more. So I'm getting the impression that you felt probably very stuck by a lot of the energies taking place in your life, and that you are now trying to get things to move and go forward. You have the Magician reverse, which is indicating to me that perhaps you have felt that you are not able to manifest these things that you really wanted. So say, for example, you were looking for work and you had to keep applying, nothing came through. And there would come a period in time in your life where you felt that perhaps you wouldn't have the fortitude to actually receive that job, or you wouldn't have the fortitude to actually get the relationship that you were looking for. The Magician reverse actually tells us that we do have the power, it's just that we have to have the faith to accompany that power. You have two knights on both sides of this reading. So the Magician reverse, you have the Knight of Wands, and then you have the Knight of Swords on those two things. What it's telling you to do is get moving, because the best thing that you can do right now is to take action. Now is this tough cycle begins to wane and you're able to kind of, get back into the flow of things, what you'll notice is that, there will be swift movement in the direction that you need to go. Try not to be aimless with that direction, because what that will do is that will actually block your manifestations. What it's best to do is to find a course and stick to that course. I would say that because, I was trying to do your reading not too long ago, and it said, basically hold your vision. And so I think in your specific reading, Libra, it's important for you to hold the vision, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest right now. And you would know this better than me. I would say that you would need to slow and steady wins the race is the expression that comes to mind. I think I may have told Cancer or one of the other signs in the first reading the same thing. But hold your vision. Make sure that you're able to set your intentions and make them clear. Maybe the Magician reverse actually talks to us a little bit about the fact that you need to have a clear vision for what you want to do before you actually set off and do it. That will help you with your manifestations to make them more targeted. If you think about Sagittarius, the reason why they're so lucky in that respect is because they're able to take their mark, they aim, they fire, and they hit their target. And that's pretty much what setting those, energies into motion is all about. So yeah, that's pretty much it, Libra. Thanks so much. We now have Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of August 2024. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of August 2024. What can we tell us about the month of August 2024? So we have Meditate and Contemplate, New Moon in Pisces. This is a card that is related to being in between worlds in many ways. So if you feel kind of like one part of your life is ending and a new part is beginning, which is indicative of the two fish in Pisces. One is swimming towards the past, one is swimming towards the future. One is in the heavens and one is in the earth. It is the inner transition that takes place between the two of those realms. So in between those two realms, we talk about heaven and hell. And heaven and hell are actually just two parts of the same mind. Whatever it is that you create in your life, that is what you're going to materialize. So if you have lived a life of abundance, of positivity, joy, despite the adversities you face, that's what you'll receive in this contemplative, meditative state, of Pisces, which is the unconscious. And if you decide to develop a life of negativity, vice, more tapping into that devil energy, then that is basically the hell you create. Heaven and hell are places on earth. The first card that came out is the Eight of Pentacles. So if you really want to try to work on at the onstart or the onset of August, really work on that which you're trying to materialize, bringing it from heaven to earth, bringing it from that contemplative state into the material world. I think you'll be able to do that. And what we're going to do here next, we have the Knight of Cups. So that is motion. That is emotional. Well, emotion is energy in motion in many ways. And that is what it's asking you to do, is to set forth the intentions, meditate and contemplate on what you want before striking out on it. And then that will in turn give you the chance to really bring that energy into the physical world. So if you've found that times are tough, if you found that times are a bit difficult for you, it's asking you to actually work on those things that you have been struggling with. I'm getting mental health issues. And for anyone who has been suffering from mental health issues, it's important for you to seek counsel from that. That will bring you into a place where you can make steps towards actually getting back to best rather than trying to do it all on your own. Because what I see here, actually, you have the Five of Pentacles in the reverse and you have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's a lot of earth energy. I think I remember saying something about bringing things from heaven to earth and using your ability to visualize to create that reality. And that's really what it's all about. So for this, since we do have the Five of Pentacles, it could be coming out of the cold, or it could also be, getting into a better financial situation. So if you have struggled financially with certain things, find out exactly what you can do to get yourself into a better situation. And if that means applying for jobs, starting your own business, make sure that you make the energy work for you and work with you. And then Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, I say that that's more internalized. I don't see it as, some people say, oh, things are dead in the water. That's not necessarily true. What I see is rather you're focusing now on the internal processes of your world, which are essentially building a solid foundation for yourself internally. So with mental health, sometimes we can feel scattered, lost, hopeless. But when we work on those things, we can actually build ourselves a better, safer foundation for our thought processes. So, that said, good luck to you, Scorpio. You are the sign of death and transformation. So I know you're also the sign of psychology, along with Pisces and to a degree Cancer. So I believe that you'll be able to do this. Work with wise counsel to get this done. And let August be the month in which you are able to conquer and face those difficulties. Now, we're going to move on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Now, I say that I'm a Libra ascendant, and I strongly feel that way. However, natally, I'm born with a Sagittarian ascendant. And I have a really, really thick Queen of Swordsy Libran, what do you call it, stellium, which has my Mars, Pluto, and Saturn in Libra. So, and that's in the 10th house. So, no matter what, I'm a Libran. That the universe has spoken on that one. Sagittarius, what's the message for you? We have surrender to the divine. And what that talks about is giving yourself in the position where you're no longer fighting against what needs to take place in your life. Oftentimes we can think that we are the masters of our own destiny. However, we are masters of our own destiny under the auspices of the universe. And the funny thing about that is that there's always a struggle between man and the divine to create the realities that are set forth in this world. So, for example, you've always had that person that fights against what needs to take place, and they're like, no, I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. Instead, they do need to take a rest, or maybe they need to be a bit more compassionate to themselves instead of trying to prove themselves to other people, which eventually leads them to draining their own energy. And as I say that, I pull the Four of Swords, which is all about taking a break, rest, pause, respite, things of that nature. And I think that's maybe what you have to do. I'm doing that now, kind of, sort of. I am still on holiday doing my motorbike trip. But I don't know, I just felt like sharing a little bit of this with y'all. Maybe finally not just standing behind the camera doing, you just seeing the hands and the cards and whatnot. Maybe switch things up a bit. But it's sometimes times to do things differently. I can say that. So let's see what the second card is for you, Sagittarius. It's nothing like a little bit of vulnerability. And as I say that, Four of Pentacles comes out. And what it shows is that, you're moving from the Four of Swords to the Four of Pentacles. So it's all about recharging everything that you've got. Four of Pentacles is about your material abundance, actually being able to save up and nurture that specifically. However, with that, it also comes the idea of holding back. It's almost like strength, but on the material plane. Let me see what the third card says, and maybe that can help clarify it. Getting here a Knight of Cups and Ten of Pentacles. So, Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, and Ten of Pentacles. So we have 14 Pentacles, 1 plus 4 is 5 of Pentacles. So if you have been dealing with a situation where you are financially struggling to get through, sorry, got hit by a bit of sound. If you have been struggling financially to get through a difficult phase in your life where you felt that everything has been a bit stuck, know that emotionally it was for the better. Ask yourself if you had been doing a bit too much in the work and finance department. Ask yourself also if you had been a bit out of balance. I think the universe kind of has a way of creating a tower moment that forces us to get back to best by putting us in a difficult situation. It's kind of like the person who will work themselves to death and then one day they end up with a medical issue that forces them to take a pause. Or they only focus on money, so they have a period where they're without money and with financial lack, so that they can appreciate the small things in life. I mean, I've been kind of in that position myself. And it's not a fun position at first, but there are certain things that I'm learning now that when your happiness is dependent on the things that you do for other people, the things that you think would boost your status, and so on, it can be a bad place because you're looking for validation externally. And what you're doing is actually allowing people to define your entire existence because you're doing your best to prove yourself to those people. And no one, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll be 100% honest with you. I'm out here on the beach with tourists around me, and no one gives a shit about your life long term. You have to define that for yourself. And I can say that because when you have the Four of Swords to the Four of Pentacles, it's all about you taking that break. And it's all about you holding on to the things that matter the most to you. And furthermore, focusing less on the external, the Ten of Pentacles, and focusing more on the Knight of Cups, which is your internal processes, your movement towards your happiness, going towards the things that you're that you're passionate about. And maybe at this point you feel like you're not really interested in building a career as much as you are going after the things that make you feel like you are loved, and the things that make you feel like you have a purpose and a sense of destiny. Maybe even just the things that make you feel happy, that make you feel really good. Sometimes we go through those periods in life. It's just like, this is the person that wakes up and says, you know what? I don't want this 9 to 5 job. Let me just be a hot dog vendor or like a, sell arts and crafts by the side of the road. And maybe that would be the thing that I get to do with life. Sometimes we get tired of the doldrums of life, and we want to do something completely different where we feel that we're more emotionally fulfilled. And I think that's the message I'm getting for you, Sagittarius. So I'm going to leave it there. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for August 2024. So luck is on your side. That is New Moon in Sagittarius. That's very good for you, Capricorn. I think that's going to be finally a lucky breakthrough for you. It's going to be one that allows you to move forward in the right direction, indicated by Sagittarius. And the new moon normally indicates the beginning of something. So you're probably moving away from very, very difficult times into now finally being able to get back into your flow of things. If you've struggled a lot financially, if you've struggled with reaching a particular goal, because Sagittarius does rule goals. Capricorn typically is about getting those goals by climbing and making very difficult, you know, decisions and moves in life, like the ibex climbing the mountain or climbing the dam in order to get that salt, that one thing that matters to them the most. Um, that's what that's all about. For you, I think that's what you're doing now. Pulling cards, and I get the Knight of Wands again. So you have the Knight of Wands, which is all about fast movement toward your passions, travel sometimes. It can be about person, going after the things that make them feel really, really intensely energetic. We have the Four of Cups in the reverse, which is all about missed opportunities. And then finally, we have Ten of Wands in the reverse. So luck is on your side. Ten of Wands in the reverse. We also have the Four of Cups in the reverse, Knight of Wands. I'm getting the impression of someone who is just kind of like letting go of the rat race. Now, we were talking earlier about Sagittarius, and now Sagittarius' card has come out for Capricorn. We talk about the idea of entering the rat race only to impress other people. I see you letting go of that. You may just want to go take a break. You may just want to go on holiday. You may just want to even like quit your job and do something nice, live the van life. I mean, hell, Honduras is the best place to do that. I would say I've seen so many camper vans out here doing wild camping. It just looks like a lot of fun. It seems like it's a really good thing to do. Some people, like I said, I feel like we're in the period of our lives where we're just releasing a lot of the toxic, processes that we've lived in our life in the past. And now we're moving on to things that make us feel more emotionally fulfilled. And it seems like the same message is coming out for a lot of people. And I don't know why it's coming out during the holiday, in which I feel like I want to do the same. But yeah, for you, Capricorn, I think you're just going out, you're going to have a good time. You're letting go of the burdens of work and the cycles and processes of, going to your 9 to 5, trying to stack paper and do things that you think would help, give you your stability again. And I think now you're going to go out and let your hair down and have a bit of fun. So for the month of August, if you're doing that, reconnect with nature, make sure that you're, eating right and doing things properly. And I think that you'll have like a great time. So Capricorn, do that, live the life that you've always wanted. We're going to move on to Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the month of August 2024. This card's jumped out. A new romantic cycle begins. So Aquarius, if you have been looking for love, that is your card. That signifies that you are looking for, you may be finally leaving one specific cycle in romance, may have involved an Aries, and, moving towards something that's going to be a little bit more emotionally fulfilling. And if so, that should work. That should be the right thing for you. Whatever you're doing to do that, keep up the good work. What we're going to do now, going to see which card you get for that to illustrate. The Knight of Wands pops out again. Knight of Wands has popped out for like 4 different readings. 3 or 4 different readings, my goodness. So this is definitely a period of action. So we have the Fool, that's your card. Aquarius and Aries. I just talked about Aries, if I'm not mistaken. Knight of Wands, Fool, and then really, really trying to make sure these things don't blow the cards away. And then, I don't know, the Fool popped out twice. I'm going to keep shuffling. Knight of Wands, the Fool. It's heavy Aquarian energy in this, definitely. And the King of Wands in the reverse. So, again, we keep on with the theme of wanting to kind of break free from restrictions. Do things that we haven't done before in life. I mean, for me, I've traveled 1,000 miles just to come to this place and to enjoy the scenery. And traveled by motorbike on some really dangerous roads. Probably a very foolish thing to do. But I regret it? Absolutely no. And would I do it again? Absolutely yes. I actually will make plans to do this again. Sometimes in life, that's what you have to do. I think Aquarius, you've been playing it safe for a bit of time, especially in the romantic department. You did have a new romantic cycle begins. Now, what it's time for you to do is to move towards romance by being not a little bit reckless per se, but not playing it safe. So if you've been living in kind of like a stable relationship that was boring, or maybe that was based on finances or things of that nature, maybe perhaps even you had a family and now that relationship is dissolving, you want to go back out there and explore exactly what gives you the tingles, then you can go ahead and do that using this new cycle that's approaching. I think August is a great month to do that. And why not pursue your passions? uh, I would say if you're doing anything in the sexual department, make sure you wrap it up. But additionally, try to explore, try to rediscover yourself in the love department. And if this new relationship does come in, make sure there's something that helps you to expand yourself, um, experience wise, as well as expand yourself emotionally. Because what you don't want to do is get into the same kind of boring routine and relationship, which would then kind of hold you back from being your best. Sometimes people get in kind of ruts. I've watched this. I don't particularly date a lot. I don't really date as much at all as I used to. And a lot of the, in the process of just kind of going on my own and doing my own thing, is I'm able to see how other people interact with each other when they're in these relationships. And what I find is that a lot of people, they're happy in some regards, but they feel stuck in many other regards. And a lot of that is because there's too much stagnant energy. And I think Aquarius, you're trying to shake out some of that stagnant energy. You're the water bearer, you're trying to get out the stagnant water, and you're trying to fill your cup with something new. So don't drink moldy water in love. It's time for you to find something new. Go out there and embrace it. Last but not least, we have Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. Okay, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. You are good enough, full moon in Virgo. And we talk about Virgo and what Virgo signifies. That's your opposite sign based on the earthly plane. So Pisces can rule like institutions, mental health institutions, prisons, things of that nature. Whereas Virgo is more outward facing and they rule things that are out in the open, or that are very, very small in nature. So health, fitness, routines, habits, things like that. And this, you are good enough. Oftentimes we can get caught in a period where we feel that we have to provide service for other people, but we're never able to give that service to ourselves. So, for example, you may be giving everything to your job, but you're not giving to yourself and you're not doing any self care. And what that can do, it can create a massive imbalance in your life, which then you will have to struggle with to rectify and to bring back into equilibrium. And that's not what we want. For our Pisces, who are very sensitive creatures, we have another Virgo card, the Hermit. So that's the first card for you. If you have Virgo in your chart, please look at the Virgo reading from the previous day. We have Nine of Wands, and then we have one more. We have Death. Hermit, Nine of Wands, death. You know something's coming to an end. You try not to really accept it. And you're blaming yourself and you're kicking yourself for that thing happening. That's what I'm getting for this particular, Pisces that I'm reading for. Um, it's easy for you to take the blame for everything or to point the finger at everything else around you. However, it's important to just embrace it. I think I got from one of the cards, surrender to the divine. That was for Sagittarius. And what I think is important for you to do now, when endings happen and they come through, they bring about transformation. That's their whole entire purpose. And for you, if you're moving, changing jobs, if you've recently, been through a divorce, if you've lost a loved one, whatnot, anything that would be representative of death in this particular cycle, I would recommend that you embrace that death and move forward with your life. Otherwise, you'll remain stuck in a cycle that's trying to end and bring something better for you down the road. And so for you, you're good enough tells me a lot about what you have done thus far in your life has been a tremendous, culmination of actions, of feelings, emotions, and experiences. And I think it's important for you now to kind of embrace that. This has helped you to level up to the next stage. Um, what it's important for you to also do is not to be too hard on yourself. So that way you can embrace the new and to deal with the challenges as they come along. Anyways, I'm going to end it here because we have more kids coming into the background. This has been Aluminum Tarot. Thanks so much for joining. If you would like this reading, please be sure to give a like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. And we have kids out here. And if you would like a personal reading with me, one that is in tune with your specific energies, please be sure to send me a message at the information in the description box below. Thanks so much for joining. I don't want to be filming anyone else's kids, so thanks so much, and until next time.